back to the barn for some more mischief and mayhem. We've got a little bit done since last bit of videoing. Gonna include it all into one big video here. So I got Minnie Mouse here helping me out with some things, and I found out why this beast was smoking. We had a ring gap bigger than Bubba's freaking tweaker teeth going on with these things. These had OE piston rings, the original equipment, standard size, on, let's see, hard to see on this one, but here we go. You can clearly see here 040. That means these pistons are 4/100ths of an inch bigger than the original size. This engine was rebuilt with the wrong rings, which is why it just smoked like a son of a bitch when they got it going again. The last guy didn't want to deal with it, sold it for 80 bucks. I got something extra spectacular. As for what else we got going on here, lovely Miss Minnie Mouse was kind enough to clean up down here for me, get the mating surfaces for the oil pan cleaned up, and now she's going to be working on where block meets the head. Carry on, baby girl.
Hi, guys.
And I am going to give some quick scrubbing to this last piston head, then get to cleaning up the crank and a few other things. Now, if you remember from earlier, these things were just coated in a thick layer of carbon. That's because with the huge gap that the rings had, a lot of exhaust gas was able to blow right on by, go down into the crankshaft, up through the crankcase ventilation, into the carburetor, and come in here as just raw pollution. A bunch of unburnt fuel and nastiness just making a mess. That's why these pistons looked like they had 1,000,000 miles on them, but there wasn't any ring ridge. Fresh rings will be in tomorrow, and that is when I will continue the serious videoing. So until then, stay safe, stay sane, stay silly, but unless you got a problem with it, don't stay sober. Hey, what up, gearheads? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Poverty Barn Performance. I am joined again by Minnie Mouse and some music, and we're back on the 289. This thing is going to be a beast when we're done with it, or, you know, at least not as grumpy as it used to be. So, right now, we got a little bit of the pre-work stuff done, and I've currently got Minnie Mouse cleaning up the heads, getting them ready to go back in, or go back on, as soon as we get all of the underside rotating components put back together. You can see it's almost looking halfway okay already, and that's with just a little tiny bit of work. I'm gonna go grab the other one and show you what she started with. Look at this mess. You can see just how thick the carbon and stuff on here was. So she's trying her best. She's doing her best, and her best is goddamn it good enough. And I appreciate the effort that she is putting in to this magnificent piece of automotive artwork. Although it looks like crap at the moment. Now, we we're working on a whole lot of things all at once with this to get her all together in a somewhat reasonable amount of time. So, ooh, I don't know what that is. That might have been water from the rain we had not too long ago. Not good. Whoops. You alright, buddy? You okay? No. Sorry. No. Sorry. But, like I said, you can see here, these are 4/100 of an inch oversized. And the rings that were on it before were not right at all. Which is why it collected about 200,000 miles worth of carbon in like 5 minutes. So, I'm going to start getting some soak buckets ready for these pistons to start soaking up a little bit of oil before going into the engine. Oof. Oh, that's just cleaner. Alright. It's important that you let these things get some liquefied dinosaurs on them before going in, because you don't want anything dry on your first start for these things, especially when you've got 40 over pistons, radical cams, big ass crank, all that other good stuff. Another thing, break-in oil, important for your first 5,000-10,000 miles at least. Lucas, these guys make some of the best shiz on the market, and this here, Racing ZDDP, whatever the heck that means, it's an additive you can put into any oil and make it a good break-in oil. You don't have to spend $153,000 on a jug of Royal Purple when you can get $20 bottle of Castrol, $10 thing of Lucas, and have something just as good. Plus, I always had the heavy-duty oil stabilizer too, that just makes everything worlds better. Every oil change I add this stuff, and since I started doing that, I haven't had one rig go complete tits up on me for anything involving like loads of wear or whatever. I swear by Lucas, and I always will. There we go. Alright. And before you do add your Lucas, it's always a good idea to go ahead and mix it in first to the oil you're going to be using. That just helps it get better coverage all up inside there. Now, before I get too carried away, crack open a libation, add some flavation, and turn myself into claymation. Ah! Well, I thought it was funny. You poked your leg with something? You broke my leg. Oh, I broke it. No, it wasn't your leg. It was your ankle. Let's get it right. If I'm going to be accused of something, we're going to accuse me of the right things. All right. Our next step. I got to find hair the weck I did with it, but I got... There it is. This greasy stuff. Lubripaste, number 105 motor assembly. Always, always, always use assembly lube when putting something together like this, cause like I said, to not have things moist on your first start, your first few starts, you are asking for problems. So, first step is going to be the camshaft, because you want to be able to guide that in while you're putting it in so you don't rub and mess up the bearings too badly. Before I do that, I want to kind of clean up this gookus that's in here from all the other work we've been doing, because stuff happens. Shiza gets flung around and ooh. We're going to pretend we didn't see that. Same thing here. Clean up that bearing. Clean up this bearing. I mean, these things were practically new when I pulled this thing apart, so I didn't see much of a need to make my life a pain in the butt on getting these out and all that whatnot. I mean, even the freeze plugs look like they haven't seen more than 2 winters at the most. These things are nice. Getting good. Getting real good. Hose it down.
I have to sit.
Okay. You sit while I piss. Whee! Yeah. A sense of humor can get you through anything and everything that life throws at you. This much I can promise everybody watching. Alright. Get these back to clean again. No, I didn't go get this thing dipped and magniflarked and all that other stuff. Because, as I've said on more than one occasion, that's po. That's broke. I ain't got none of that dollars. Whoa! Ew, I just splooged the stuff all over my hand. Gross. But let's get that in there. All real good on that. Just liberally coat these things. Yes, for you conservatrons out there, I said liberal, and it's not a bad thing. As a matter of fact, I'm a liberal as fuck redneck. And so is Minnie Mouse.
I'm not a redneck. I'm a person of color. I'm a Cuban. A Cuban American.
Baby girl,
What?
rednecks come in all the colors of all the gods' rainbows.
Look what I done then now.
I know, look what you done did now. Why would you go ahead and throw my seal puller?
Because I don't like it.
Did it look at you crossways?
Yes.
Okay, then. Fuck you! No matter what, y'all, a sense of humor, a sense of play, that will get you through it all. Now, let's go ahead and get myself a little grease here.
Okay, you want me to get in those holes, right?
No, you don't have to get.
And along the top?
You don't have.
Where the glue starts?
No.
No?
No, you don't have to get inside there. No, that's oil and coolant stuff. You don't have to get in there. Just the flat stuff and up inside here.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. In there.
Yeah. All right, now. Greasy. All right. And get it on the cams, your lobes. Oh, yeah. Get yourself all kinds of lubed up for when you slip it in. So that way it don't hurt you or the engine.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I done went and got myself all kinds of greasy, didn't I? Now, we very, very carefully avoid knocking into the bearings. And then, come on, gently, gently. There we go. Alright, and now, coming up on the last bit here. Alright. Okay, now. There's a bee. It's a biatch. Look, I heard that motherfucker right in my ear. Hey, get out of here. We don't like your kind. She's allergic, that's why we don't like that kind. Wasps, hornets, yellow jackets, they all can get. We do like bumblebees, though. Respected pollinators. Alright, now, I'm sure someone's going to scream bloody murder at me for doing this in the comments, but you got to convince it just that last little bit. Something they don't tell you is that each set of bearings and rotating surfaces on here progressively larger, so that way it don't slip out the wrong way. I really should be doing this with a dead blow hammer, but I have no idea just what the absolute hell I did with mine, so we make do in other ways, don't we? Alright, now that that's close enough for government work, I'm going to go ahead and pull these two bolts. I like to, as often as I can, put my bolts back from where I pulled them out of so I don't lose them, because I am very prone to stupidity. It's another thing. Pay attention to what you're doing. Back, bottom. So that way oil can come through here and lubricate. Like so. One thing you can never go wrong with is being properly lubricated. Now, is these the right size here? Yes, it is. And just gently, each side, a little bit, so your pressure is even going in. Because you don't want things loose and lopsided, because you got that oil passage that runs in here for lubricating all this good stuff up. Okay, you don't want to over torque it either, because these are not the strongest bolts, and you run the risk of snapping them off and then having an extraordinarily bad day. You snap off the bolt in there, that's when the curse word box comes out. Tap and die set to drill it out, tap new threads. It's a pain in the ass, certified. Now, next is going to be the main bearings, and we're going to do a wipe off on the crankshaft and put that in along with the rear main here. Now these front and rear mains, because they see a lot of rotation on them, they tend to go all to hell and gone. So if you've got a leak, if you're losing oil somewhere, that's a very good bet. That's where it is, or on your valve covers. The two biggest offenders right there. So, more lubrication for me. Oh, wait. Is that? Nope. Wrong set of rings. That was the good set of rings. Now, what in the unholy donkey nuts? Oh, there they are. Spring rib, yeah, I don't know. Oh, engine bearings. There we go. All right, now. Ooh. There's two basic different types of main bearings. Obviously. These guys here go right on this big center right here, because that's where a lot of everything is just centered up. And you got these assembly tabs that made up now. You want to get these in just right, so you got a little bit poking up on each side because it's got a little crush factor. That ensures everything stays like a toiga. And you don't lose oil out in places where you really want it to stay, like on your crankshaft. All right, now that we got the bottoms all in, I'm gonna grab some of that grease and my Permatex and get the Permatex down up in here too, so we can get the rear main in and have that properly sealed up. Another thing I cannot overstress on these assemblies here is ensuring that you get the torque spec right on the mains and your heads. Because
I have to go get my other energy drink.
Okay, go get your other energy drink, baby girl. I will stay right here and remain somewhat, sort of, a little edutaining.
Yes.
There we go. All right, nice and even. There we go. All right, now. Crack open the Soul Speedmaster kit. And here we go. Excuse me. Not really, but, you know, trying to be polite. Alright. Now, find seals and such. Oh, what was that? Oh, hey, I think that was my rear main. No, come back. Or this is rear main. Whoa, hello. How many rear mains can rear main of rear main wood main rears? Okay. Head gaskets. Timing cover. Water pump. Water pump. Intake exhaust. Generic. All right. Now, let's see. What else am I missing? Ah! We got for timing chain cover, and we got for the front and rear on the oil pan. Looks like we got, I've got a lot more of this, that, and the other thing than but the thing I'm not seeing is my front. That is more than just a little bit disconcerting. So I'm going to locate the well I did with my Permatex. I know it's right here somewhere, because I'm not that much of an idiot to just outright lost it. Well, okay, I take that back. I am that much of an idiot, but yeah. Okay. Is it up over here? Negative. Alright. Now. And just go ahead and repurpose this pin on that. And there. The new cam. This new cam is going to be thumpy. Now, one thing to keep in mind with that is, oh, hi, when you're working your vacuum, checking all that stuff. So, where did I put the wrench I was using on that? There, nope, that's not it. There it is. Ha, there we are. Back these off again, because apparently it doesn't like Alright, well, at least got why does that not want to go in? Well, Dollars to Donuts says I got the pen that came with the new one around here somewhere, but yeah. Hey, look, I dropped something and found it right quick. When does that ever happen? Never! So, let's go ahead and tap. Does that want to go? Nope. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here, find what I'm looking for, and come back later when I got a little bit more of this good stuff done. Be back in a bit. Ciao.